YouTube, hi! Odie, come here. You wanna sit with mommy? You gonna be in this video for guerrilla warfare? Apparently my son here wants to be part of guerrilla warfare. I'm not surprised because guerrilla warfare has animals and... Animal! Hi, baby. Yeah. I'm not sure you should be licking mommy or being close to her because she's sick. You know that? You do really? Okay, fine. But anyway, as my dog sits here and wants to be pet, I hope he doesn't, like, go in my camera, because my camera's, like, right there. But anyway, this is for episode 7 of season 2 of The Flash, called Guerrilla Warfare, and as the title proceeds, get away from my food, Odie! Okay, now I know why you want to sit on mommy. You want my food. But anyway, as you can tell by the title, Guerrilla Warfare, look who's back! Either we got a whole new gorilla to deal with, or the return of Gorilla Grodd. And of course, Gorilla Grodd is back in this episode. And, Barry manages to recover, as you've seen in the scenes, you see Barry doing some physical therapy. He's kind of not walking too well, but, like, everyone says that he's fine, you know what I mean? He's okay, he's perfectly fine, but for some reason he's still unable to walk properly, right? He's still unable to use his powers, mainly, and I thought this also during the episode, because Caitlin keeps telling them, you know, Barry's fine. I checked all his test results. He's healed perfectly fine. He should be able to walk properly. And for some reason, he's still not able to walk properly anyway. And I think it's because of the defeat of Zoom. I mean, not only did he got his ass whooped by Zoom, he ended up being dragged all over city. First in front of the police department, showing, you know, I defeated your Flash hero. And then, well, first the newsroom and where Iris works, and then the police station where Detective West is, and then Star Labs, straight up being dragged around everywhere, saying, "Look, I defeated your hero," and all that stuff. So in my mind, I think, you know, he's physically fine, but the reason why he's still not walking properly is, I think, is because it's all in his head. You know, he just got defeated by Zoom. He was beaten, humiliated, and even shown to everybody that he was defeated by Zoom. So I think he's going through a very psychological trauma in his head, you know, and I don't blame him, because you think you're doing fine, and another speedster comes along, this one more monstrous than the last one, and pretty much in the beginning takes away your ability to walk for a bit, and that would do things to me too. It really would. So I don't blame him for being a little psychologically not there, and when people have that psychic break, sometimes it could affect you physically, and I'm not surprised by this. But, like, and because of this, Iris, she's like, you know, we need Barry, he needs to come out of this. So she actually manages to track down Barry's father, Henry Allen, who I love the actor, by the way. If you guys remember who the actor is, he's the original Flash from the old school TV series. I love that man. But anyway, Henry comes back to the city to help Barry overcome his fears, you know, his humiliation and beating of Zoom. And I think this is cute also. A cute little nod is Cisco finally has his date with Kendra Saunders. And if you guys don't know who Kendra Saunders is, she is, in the comics, and in the upcoming DC Legends of Tomorrow show, hot girl, hey! And I can't wait for that to happen. I can't wait for her identity to, you know, pop up and be like, hey, it's sorry. I literally can't wait for her identity to be known as hot girl. It'll be really interesting how that happens. But anyway, like, Cisco finally has his date with Kendra. But then the moment he touches her hand, he gets another vibe. He vibes her, basically. And he sees a winged man in his vibe, right? And, of course, as you well know, the wings, it's for, like, the hawks. One of the hawks. Either hawk girl or hawk guy, right? Hawk man. I said guy. Sorry about that. But anyway, of course, I already know it's technically hawk girl, because, you know, Kendra is hawk girl. But when he said he saw a man, I was like, maybe it was Hawkman, you know what I mean? Like, maybe he saw Hawkman in, like, a future thing. I don't know. By the way, Grodd is back, and apparently he's pretty much mind controlling. He mind controlled at least 2 scientists so far to steal chemicals. And like people are wondering, why are these 2 scientists like going all zombie-like, stealing chemicals and just walking out the door, and then all of a sudden they end up dead, right? And you find out later on, Grodd ends up pretty much mind controlling Caitlin just moments before Detective West comes in saying, "Oh my God, Grodd's back," because he found out from, I forgot where he found out from, but Detective West pretty much figured out, oh my God, Grodd's back. He's the reason why those scientists were like acting strange, stealing shit, and dying, right? So he ends up going to the lab. Just when they mention that, Caitlin ends up brainwashed. Everything makes sense because earlier that day, basically in between Detective West finding out at Grodd and Caitlin being mind controlled, Caitlin and Cisco were talking. All of a sudden, Caitlin went zombified. Obviously, she's being controlled by Gorilla Grodd, but she straight up punches Cisco in the face, right? And Cisco's like, "What the heck's wrong with her?" Right? And that's when all of a sudden West comes like, "Grodd's back." Everything made sense. Grodd had Caitlin, and like Cisco pretty much reaffirmed that like, I don't think Grodd would ever hurt Caitlin because Caitlin was always good to Grodd, right? So apparently he's been using scientists and Caitlin to steal chemicals because he's lonely. He's like the only gorilla of his kind. Yeah, seriously, he's pretty much the only gorilla I've seen in Central City, let alone gorilla with psychic powers and an IQ probably over like 400. I don't know. But anyway, he wants to not be alone. He's very lonely. He wants more like him. So that's why he's been mind controlling scientists and Caitlin to pretty much steal chemicals and hoping to create more gorillas with his high level intelligence. So like, that's why he also kidnapped Caitlin. Also, he kidnapped Caitlin and hasn't harmed her mainly because, like Cisco said, Caitlin has never been ever mean to Grodd. You know what I mean? And in order to try to stop Grodd, they're thinking, you know, our Reverse Flash, our Harrison Wells, who was Reverse Flash, he was pretty much Grodd's father, right? So, like, why don't we dress up Earth 2 Wells to look like Earth 1 Wells in the Reverse Flash in order to trick Grodd into thinking his father was still alive and maybe, hopefully, save Caitlin? The plan was working, but there was a minor flaw. Obviously, Wells, like, Grodd knows his Wells, right? He's like, father never asks, he always takes, because we all know, apparently Wells, he was asking Grodd to take Caitlin out, and he's like, father doesn't ask, father just takes, right? So, obviously the plan backfired a little bit, but it worked long enough for Wells to rescue Caitlin so they could both escape. And with the help of Henry Allen, Barry fully recovers, and he lures Grodd in one of these dimensional breaches, and with the help of Wells also, they find out that one of the breaches leads somewhere on Earth 2 where he will be amongst his own kind. And so they plan this whole thing with Caitlin, Cisco, Wells, and Barry, who is fully recovered because of the helping hand of his father. They manage to get him into a dimensional breach that apparently leads to a jungle sanctuary for gorillas on Earth 2. And apparently these gorillas have been experimented on Earth 2, so there might be more Gorilla Grodds in Earth 2 in that little jungle he was sent to. So, yay! Gorilla Grodd's not alone! Yeah! Wells did something good. But anyway, I kind of am worried about that, mainly because, I mean, you sent a gorilla with one of the biggest IQs ever into a jungle filled with gorillas that are possibly like him. If they are that intelligent, they might find a way to come back, so Gorilla Grodd might get revenge on them. I don't know, but I'm just saying, you're sending a freakishly smart gorilla to a jungle filled with possibly other freakishly smart gorillas. They could plan something, you know. If they're that intelligent like Gorilla Grodd of Earth 1, they might plan their way back? I don't know. But anyway, hang on. Oh my god, what else? But anyway, Cisco meets Kendra again to do a proper little date. He even has a picnic basket and a little projector to watch a movie. And this time, when he actually vibes her again, I don't think he's doing this intentionally, but he ends up vibing Kendra again. He ends up seeing not a man, but actually Kendra as the winged figure, and obviously that means Cisco sees Kendra as hot girl. So maybe we'll get more into the details, obviously, but like I said, they just sent the world's smartest gorilla, probably even smarter than most humans, into a jungle with possibly the same type of smart-ass gorillas. Gorilla Grodd might make up a plan to come back with the help of his brethren kind of Earth 2. So that wasn't, I don't know if that was a smart move on their part. And like, I love how they're inching more into Hot Girl with Kendra. And I love this cute little mini romance that's happening between Cisco and Kendra. I think it's kind of cute. And I love how Henry pretty much helps Barry recover. I love that fact. You know, like, the father could bring Barry out of his funk, and I love that, and help him get that that emotional block out of his head so he can get his super speed back. But anyway, oh god, sorry. Another thing I noticed was shit, hang on. I've been burping like crazy. I'm sorry. Let me pause this for a sec. What I wanted to also mention is, that little moment where Henry says goodbye to the West, Detective West and Iris and Barry's all walking Henry out and all that stuff. That little moment where I feel kind of really sorry for Detective West because he's like, you know, there are parts of me that keep forgetting that Barry's not my son and all that stuff. And you see in Iris's face that she wants to tell him about the mother and how that she had a son after she left Central City. And you all know we all are hoping it's Wally, and it's most likely going to be Wally. But like, a part of me I felt so for Detective West because he raised Barry ever since his real father got sent to jail. He loves him like a son, and he doesn't even realize that his supposed wife, or ex-wife, I don't know if they're ex yet, but had a son after she pretty much left, and the possibility that it's his son too. So that is like a jar of worms waiting to happen. I can't wait for that to actually be, you know, actually mentioned later on. And so, and I like the fact that we're getting closer to Hot Girl. I really do. And judging by the title of episode 8, it's gonna happen because the title of episode 8 is Legends of Today. So obviously we all know the title of the new show is Legends of Tomorrow. So we might be seeing Hot Girl, you guys, and it's gonna be awesome. So look forward to that, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which are gonna be the Arrow episodes. Bye, BooTube. I'm still sick. The reason why I paused it because I kept sneezing like crazy. I love you guys. Bye.